Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today our subject is School, Community and Teacher. Its code is 272 and lecture number 19. Today our topic is Role of School and Teacher in Community. The outlines of lectures are Effect of Community on School, Role of School in Community, Role of Teacher in Community. So we shall discuss in detail on these 3 points. Today we shall discuss first of all on effects of community on school. The importance of community events in schools. School parents and the community should work together to promote the health, well-being and learning of all students. These partnerships results in sharing and maximizing resources while also helping students develop healthy behaviors and promote healthy families. When communities do not help schools, so it will be hard for the institutions to achieve its aims. Consequently, the society will miss the benefits. What are those benefits? Like physical benefits. Physical benefits including greater activity levels, increased independence and autonomy in what people do. Schools are often a focal point for community involvement. Families send children to schools where they will learn many of the skills they need to become happy, healthy, successful members of society. If you are looking for innovative ways to involve your community, then if some of the examples inspire you to act by paying attention to both academic and non-academic learning, community schools reach the whole child and encourage the growth and development of the range of reinforcing competencies, social, emotional, physical and academic. Schools are expected to prepare and educate the children for the changing. Basically, when we send our children to schools, then we expect from the schools that they will educate our child for something new. To make the societies a better place, that should be a closer cooperation and collaboration between school and community. So this is what the role of community, that if you want to make a society and you want to make it a better place for living, then what should do now? So your community levels should be as closer as what's doing in your schools. So there should be a close collaboration between school and community. Now more about effects of community on schools. In the developed countries, this concept is known as family and school together because these both parts are playing together in the development of the student's personality. We focus on building relationships with the families, across families, with schools and with the communities. School curriculum should reflect community aspirations and ideals in life. Remember that we should teach our children what the community has its aspirations. So that's why we should include that type of curriculum into our schools. And this is the responsibility of the schools, that they are to communicate the ideals and values of that community to our children. School is not a place where the children come to get knowledge only. Rather, it is a process of community living. How do we live? How do we spend our lives? So this is all what the schools tells our students. Moreover, school is the mirror of the feelings, attitudes, values, and modes of behaviors of community. Community gives a child sport a sense of belonging, a strong sense of self, and a sense of connection. So they feel emotionally and physically safe and valued. They develop social abilities and have a sense of sharing and caring for each other. Become involved with the school or local sports groups for children. Community development can have a positive impact on children by making investment that supports healthy social and cognitive development. And in turn, when children grows up in sportive environment, so they are more likely to succeed in school and boost human capitals. This is a key of ingredient for building strong communities. School is charged by the society to properly perform this duty in the best interest of the community and to make the society worth living. Schools and communities should work together. Community involvement is the power to bring positive, measurable change to both the communities in which you operate and to your business. Community involvement examples include in kind and financial donation, employee volunteers days, enduring non-profit partnerships, and more. By participating in community-based events, business owners can do more for the employees than what shows on the surface. So being active in the community allow for team building, employee retentions, community relationship building, and promotes similar values of the society. They are naturally developed on each other. If this contact is removed, then both the process and purpose of education would remain ineffective and meaningless. Effective development of personality of a child depends on collaboration between community and the schools. School community relationship transforms schools into the miniature, means small communities where the children learn through interactions. When schools and community are actively involved in the learning process of child, the child will learn self-discipline, cooperation, and leadership. A critical analysis of effective role of school and teachers in Pakistani society. We discussed that what is a critical analysis of the effective role of school and teachers. So teachers can help improve society and our community by contributing their knowledge and area of expertise to the world. Teacher can give talks, provide training and leadership to others in their community so that more people can learn and model the values and trait the teachers possesses. When students and teachers feel heard, feel respected, and feel good about their school community, they do better. Small, close knit communities promote individuality and leadership. So, the result of two recent studies include that small schools may be remedy for the lots of what is wrong with the public education. Improving the school community relationship is the key because both bodies are interdependent, and failure on the part of either body to play its role can lead to the collapse of the education system with its consequent effect on the society as a whole. Again, through formal education is said to have been introduced in Ghana by European who provided not only the curricula, but the infrastructure inclusive. The schools were not cited initially enough to cover all the communities in that country. It is against that background that some communities desirous of having formal education took it upon themselves and established basic schools, willingly recruited teachers, and contributed to support them with the resources needed for their work, including remunerations. So, as a process continued, these schools were later absorbed into the public school system. So, the management and the financing of these schools then shifted from the communities to the central government. So, this created a situation that witnessed less communities' involvement in the management of schools, and hence the beginning of poor school community relationships. So this is the same situation in Pakistani societies, that we have schools but we don't have administration, we don't have leadership. So that's why we are lacking a lot as compared to the other countries. Now, what is the role of the school in the community? So first of all, I ask question that what is the importance of school in the community? This is indicative of the sense that schools are the key players in a virtuous cycle for community. So by benefiting students, family, teachers, and other stakeholders, those individuals develop the skills and stability to help others, thereby perpetuating an ongoing process of community development. So, education is an important tool in the development of communities and nations at large. The provision and management of quality education lies not only at the heart of central government but remains a shared responsibility of all stakeholders, and the building of good working relationships among these stakeholders with particular emphasis on involving the school community relationships. The school represents the future, remember. This stems from the fact point that education is seen as a social enterprise requiring the support of all stakeholders so that its contribution can benefit the entire society. The school is strength of the society. Remember that school represents the strength of that community. For the attainment of quality education, there is a need for the community in which the school is situated to work in collaboration and harmony with the school, not only in the upbringing and welfare of the peoples, but must go beyond that to offer support in the provision and maintenance of the school infrastructure, as well as playing a critical supporting role in effective management and administration of the school. The school shines the community. The school, similar to other facilities such as community market, community borehole, is situated in the community belonging to the entire community members. The community therefore has a role to play in shaping the policies and finances of school, just as the school in turn must function to meet the social needs of the community by turning out a literate population and transmitting culture of the community to the youth. The schools makes our children dream differently. We know that communication is the key component between school and communities. So it is important to develop relationships that are positive and that will aid in improving the educational environment of the schools. The school is educating people who solve the problems of the country and the community. In order to develop ways of communication between school and community, it is vital that school faculty and members of the community work together for the improvement of education. School must be open to feedback from the community, both positive and negative, in order to truly effect change that is needed. Now, what is the role of school in the community? Moreover, the school means hope for us and for our children. The school also benefits the communities by employing teachers. This is a safe and respectful environment. Now, what is the role of teacher in community? We all know that teachers truly are the backbones of society. They are role models to children, offer guidance and dedication, and give young people the power of education. Because of teachers, countries are able to further develop socially and economically. Teachers play many roles in the process of education. His role is not only limited to school but also to the other spheres, such as performing of other duties given by the government or administration from time to time. There are 7 roles of teachers. What are those roles? The teachers is a learning mediator. Teacher is an interpreter and designer of learning programs and materials. Teacher is a leader. Teacher is an administrator. Teacher is a manager. Teacher is also a scholar. Teacher is also a researcher. And he is also a lifelong learner. Community, citizenship, and the pastoral role of the teacher is there. Teacher is a best assessor. Learning areas, subject disciplines, and is a phase specialist being called by the teacher. A teacher is responsible for preparing lesson plans and educating students at all levels. Their duties include assigning homework, grading tests, and documenting progress. Teachers must be able to instruct in a variety of subjects and reach students with engaging lesson plans. Teachers play a vital role in the lives of the students and their classrooms. Beyond that, teachers serves many other roles in the classrooms. Teachers set the tone of their classrooms, build a warm environment, mentor and nurture students, become role models, and listen and look for the sign of troubles. So there is a different behavior of a teachers. If we say that how should a teacher behave in the classrooms? Remember that a good teachers always have a good behavior. He set challenging goals for learning. He makes expectations clear both orally and in writing. He sets consequences for non-completion of work. He encourages students to write and speak well. He discusses class progress. He communicates the importance of high academic standards. So there are some ethical responsibilities of teachers. What are those responsibilities? Teacher must model strong character traits such as perseverance, honesty, respect, lawfulness, patience, fairness, responsibility, and unity. As a teacher, we must treat every student with kindness, equality, and respect without showing any favoritism, prejudice, or partiality. So, how can a teacher influence your life? So teachers have a very significant lifelong impact on all of their students. This impact involves not only the teaching of particular academic skills, but as importantly, the fostering of students' self-esteem. Reinforcing self-esteem in the classroom is associated with increased motivation and learning. How do teachers make a difference in students' lives? So remember that to make a difference, teachers must be willing and able to create a conducive social environment for learning, and students have to be open to the experience of learning in this environment. So there is no single best way for teachers to express their patience in the classrooms. It differs for all of us. A good teacher is like a candle which consumes itself to light the way for others. Beyond that, teachers serve many other roles in the classrooms. Teachers set the tone of their classrooms, build a warm environment, mentor and nurture students. A teacher's job is to educate children, youngsters, teens, and other people that seeks to expand upon their knowledge. A teacher role in society is to transfer knowledge that is important for the future of individuals and the society, so that we continue to live civilized in an age where so many peoples are depending on each other. We will find communities within the greater context of society, and a teacher role is to serve society as a whole, not individual communities, and a teacher's job is important. This was all about these lessons. For being with me, take care. Allah Hafiz.